Well, you folks at home can see the evidence. Snow and supposedly a few inches yet to fall here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be our visitors taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready? 19-18. Cougar 19. 19 tight. 19 tight. Timberwolves. Go.
Richardson going right to the air. And his first pass is incomplete.
It's zone defense right away here defensively, and I know that these linebackers and DBs are going to be tested throughout. They passed the first test, though. This one falls incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Smash!
On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
First down, right back to Judkins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply the offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd down and 6.
Here we go.
And Richardson back to throw it. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
65, 6.
An inside run with Judkins. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 2nd down and a yard.
It's a gain of 9.
They'll stay on the ground with Judkins. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game in the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game, too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it often, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
On first down, here's Jenkins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 43 yards rushing for him now as he has started this wild card round with a flourish. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. A gain of 3, second down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. Second and 7.
Come on. Let's go.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down.
18 Cardinal. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats.
Richardson looking to throw this. The hitter here, it's complete. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. QB sneak, Richardson. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Eagles will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Here we go. 319, got you right? West, zip. Hey, can. Alpha. Right.
Fields now to throw. Finds Gibbs on a check down. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll be left with second and a couple. His first pass attempt in the game, Charles, and the pass rusher's right there to hit him. But no fear, he delivered an accurate ball. Nice catch.
And you never want to see your quarterback getting hit, but it also sends a message to the rest of the team when he's able to take that shot and still deliver downfield. Showing a little toughness, and the team rallies around him. This could really help them on their drive.
319, got you right? Extend.
Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go, Scott. 19 instruction. Press, butts right.
Now it's Fields. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football, as they've got it with second down and less than a yard.
Don't jump. Ready?
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Go.
Out of the gun, Fields. Pass caught. That's Golden. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
It's a gain of a yard. That's good for a busted first down. A gain of 1 yard. First down, Austin.
Oh, the option left is Fields. And maybe the wrong read there, as he's going to go down immediately. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
3-9, right.
Back to throw, Fields. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. Matthew Golden, 39 yards. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 9-yard
line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that in Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Once again, Judkins.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Crenshaw Judkins, 63 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop it.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here and try to tie this football game.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
In motion left, Hardman. Now Fields. Going underneath, Gibbs has it.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
319, just minute.
Here's Fields.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
The coverage by Zion follows.
Here we go, son. 319, just. Up.
To throw is Fields. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
331.
To the air again, Fields. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just one first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4.
319, that's it.
They snap it to Fields.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Go! Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 19 Lions. Cup 19. Cup.
Now Richardson.
That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
Got it. Ready? 1918. Let's go. Hey, check that. 60 box. Ready?
Give up the middle. Jenkins. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 147 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And room there to work it inside the 25. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Cougar Knight, let's go now. Panther 60. Let's go. Panther 11.
Richardson looking to throw. They'll swing this out to Jenkins.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Come on. Set. Viking 18. Go.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
It's complete to Martin. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Here we go. 3-19, can I see that?
From the gun, here's Fields. Now he'll tuck this and run. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now 2nd and 3. Here's Richardson to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
But you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
18 Cardinal.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 17 yards and a first down for Philly.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll run from the gun. It's Jenkins.
And he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
From the 3, 2nd and a yard. Jenkins going to run it out of the gun.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Quick shot, Jenkins.
In the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles will extend their lead here just before halftime. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And it's now 21-7. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Their own 26-yard line.
Don't jump. Ready? Green 19, just what? Right.
A final shot before the break. Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I've established the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think they get back in balance. It'll help them when they put the ball back in the air. Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Fields. And that is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here's Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
11.
From the gun on third down, Fields. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown. A great effort there. 59 yards. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Let's go now.
On the handoff, this is Jenkins. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
A short game that doesn't get him the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Going for it on fourth. Here's Richardson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
First and 10 at the 41-yard
19
line.
Tiger, 19 Tiger.
A give. Here's Jenkins.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Unlock Lions. Unlock Lions. 70 Lions.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down.
Come on. 60 Eagles. 60 Cougar 19.
They'll give it to Jenkins. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Panther 80. Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready.
There, Richardson back to throw it. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now it's Jenkins.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
Let's go now. Ready.
On the ground, this is Jenkins. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Wow, and even 200 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Mike, Craig, Reno. Ready, ready.
A run, it's Jenkins.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
27-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27.
Here we go.
They'll run. This is Jenkins.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. A Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring it up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marquise Bell. I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail by a touchdown here in the 4th quarter. Their season, to be frank, it's on the line right now in this wild card matchup. And obviously points are a must here as they begin 1st and 10. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down. Fields now to throw. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
You got a mini base. Why not?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
The Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They'll run it with Judkins. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 5 yards on the play there. The drive will continue. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Let's go now. 68, 19, Charger, 19,
Short throw caught by Pitts. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. And that's about the easiest decline call you'll ever have right there.
Well, it leads me to one of my pet peeves, and maybe peeves is too strong of a word. But if you're going to jump off sides, finish the play. Make sure the play ends. Don't jump off sides and stop. Because you see the net result here. If you go ahead and finish the play, you don't give up that type of yardage.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a first down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go, Scott. Cowboy 80. Let's go.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And that should do it. He's got a first down. And the Eagles, they can run it out from here.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
They'll run with Robinson.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Let's go.
Cole is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
Cougar 19. Ready.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to perhaps salt this one away. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, they've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
And able to get this out to the 25. Here's 1st and 10. And one last throw here for Fields.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this has dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to